Welcome, and thanks for tuning in to the VyStar Community Corner. I'm your host, Amanda Crawford. To do good and share with the community how we are leading by example, we would like to take a moment to share some of the stories of our community partners. In this episode, we are highlighting the work being done by the Jacksonville Arts and Music School, or better known as JAMS. Where'd it go?
Dance does their thing, music does their thing, art does their thing. I think of JAMS as a community or like a big family.
My mother wanted me to get involved because I'm on Duval homeroom, so I'm usually at home most of the time, and so she wanted me to have something to do after school. I believe it's important because being in an environment like this, it can open up your creativity.
JAMS is a creative youth development after-school program where our mission is to empower the creative leaders of tomorrow, including visual art, film, dance, vocal, and music. I want people to know that this is a place where we can really take a kid's creativity and make it into something great. It's really important for kids to be able to think creatively, to measure all outcomes, to look at all perspectives, and to really be able to form independent thoughts on their own.
Joining me today, I have Brian Wolfberg, President and CEO of VyStar Credit Union, and Jason Peoples, Executive Director of JAMS. Thank you both for being here.
Absolutely, thank you.
You know, Jason, the video we just saw, I saw kids with masks, so it really brings attention to the environment that we're in right now. So tell me, how has COVID impacted JAMS?
COVID has impacted us all in various different ways, obviously. It's when we found out we were actually on our spring break, and when we got the news, it was one of those, wow, this is really happening. We started to navigate a plan for going fully virtual, which VyStar was a huge help in making that happen, from coming alongside us to get supplies, art supplies in particular, which was the first vantage point that we wanted to attack, is just visual arts. It was the easiest thing to do, it was the easiest thing to get supplies for. One of the biggest decisions that we had to make was whether we were actually going to go back when school started. That was a huge thing for us. Number one, because we were in the midst of a huge renovation of the campus, which turned out to be a blessing in disguise. There was no students here, so we didn't have to worry about safety hazards and blocking things off.
And I'm going to come back to you in a little bit, Jason, and hear a little bit more about that renovation plan. But let me bring in Brian with VyStar here, and help me understand, why is it important to partner with groups like JAMS?
One of our main initiatives is to always make sure that we do good in our community. We do that each and every day in the way that we serve our members, but there's also a variety of amazing organizations out there in our community, and those organizations serve different populations. And when we first toured JAMS, it was just, it was truly amazing to see the work they were doing, the kids that they were serving, going into that building and seeing young kids whose parents need to be elsewhere, need to be at work, and seeing the art they were doing, the music they were creating, just the dance. It was to see them brought to life and being creative. And you want every child, right, to be the most fulfilled version of themselves as possible. And to know that Jason and his team are doing that each and every day with youth in our community was important for us to step up and support them.
You know, that brings me back to you, Jason, and really the mission of JAMS, empowering creative leaders of tomorrow. Why is that important? To kind of Brian's point, why is it important to support these children?
It's very, very, very important that we continue to show the connection between critical thinking, arts, and leadership in this community, for sure.
Thank you. You know, Brian, obviously, VyStar Credit Union, we want to employ the best there is, and I think you can also kind of understand, you know, what the value is of these well-rounded individuals, as Jason has brought attention to. And, you know, could you speak a little bit more about, you know, the value of art and, you know, really the impact that it has on a community, just in general?
Speaking to what Jason was talking about a minute ago, on an individual basis, you can change a person, you can bring that person to life, you can allow them to be themselves and to show who they are and what they stand for in easily understandable way for a variety of other people to see and experience. The fact that they're bridging the gap between that and how do you bring that into the real world and how do you use that to be in position of leadership is amazing. For us, we look at things that help improve community building, and we look at things that invest in youth. And to bring those two things together, it was just a natural fit.
Thanks. It really is. And so we're proud, I know at VyStar, to be a partner with JAMS. But you know what we would love to do, Jason, is really have you share with our members, how can they get involved?
Yeah, if you go to our website, again, there's a link at the top that says how you can help. And it's a drop-down menu. We actually have a wish list on there, and it lists all the needs of the various different art mediums that we have on campus. It also has a link on there for volunteers, and it also has a link on there for donations. So any way that you want to help the organization, you will find under that tab. Going through the plans right now to build out the other 7,000 square feet, they can visit our website, www.jamslife.org, and they can find out more about some of the other giving opportunities and how they can get involved with volunteering as well in some of our major events. And what we want to do is we want to create a social enterprise for youth in arts. So having that social concern that we've already described, but also allow our students to actually learn how to translate what they do as artists into revenue. Revenue for themselves, revenue for the organization. VyStar has done, again, an amazing job of helping us with this project as well by partnering with us to build out the rest of the facility. Currently, we're in a 17,000 square foot building, but we only use about 10,000 square feet. Going through the plans right now to build out the other 7,000 square feet.
Oh, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. And I think you might be on deck to also come out and visit at one of the Jack's River Jams concerts as well. I would highly recommend that you bring out your merchandise there too. Let's get it out there, show those kids that we're selling it, and we look forward to having you there as well. So
absolutely, that's great.
Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate both of you being here. More importantly, I'd like to thank the viewers for watching. Please continue to follow us on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Until next time, do good.